Okay.
Okay, most of trekking is up to the dog. They're the one with the nose, they know where they're going, they know what they're doing. But you as a handler have to support that dog. And in order to provide them with appropriate support, you need to know how to lay a track and how to know exactly where the track is in the field in case the dog gets lost, so that you can help them get back to that track while they're in the learning stages. That's a skill that we also at the club need, because we need track layers to help us with our tests. So each week you're going to be given an assignment on laying a track, and that assignment involves laying a track that I specifically tell you what I want, putting a poker chip out in the grass in the field, and then going back later, like a half hour or an hour later, re-walking the track and picking up your poker chip or chips. Later on there'll be more than one. So the first thing you're going to do, it's important in tracking, we talk about going with the wind, into the wind, crossways to the wind, is to figure out wind direction. Easiest thing to do is just kind of turn and say, where's the wind coming from? And I'm picking up a little bit of a breeze coming out of the northwest. So this is into the wind because the breeze is blowing at my face. So if I want to lay the track with the wind, I'm going to turn 180 degrees around. So I did that. Now I'm walking with the wind. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to figure out what my marks are for the track. And I'm going to write that down on this piece of paper, my tracking map, because when I come back a half hour or an hour later, I might not remember. So when I'm standing here, remember I want to double up something. So I've got two things lined up so I have a straight line. I can see at the tip of my flower bed, way out there, there's a taller bush. There's a tree stump. To the right of that, there's a tallish bush that happens to line up with the trunk of the bald cypress tree. So I'm going to use those two things as my markers, and I'm going to write that on this map. I'm going to say bush, cypress trunk. I'm also going to say the track is with the wind and that it's 50 paces. And there'll be more that we're going to be adding to tracks, but that's all I need for this today. When I go to lay a track, I'm going to put a flag at the start. But we never just put the flag down where we first come into the field. We want to walk forward about 10 paces so that we're away from this contaminated area at the start. So I'm moving forward. I'm putting a flag down. And on my map, you'll get used to this, I'm going to draw a straight line because this is a straight track. And I'm going to put a mark for a flag at the start. In tracking, at the beginning level, you get two flags. You have one that says this is where it started, and another one 30 paces out that says that's the direction the person went. That's for the beginning levels. That disappears later on. So I'm going to walk 30 paces. I'm going to put the second flag in the ground. I'm keeping lined up. And I've gone 30. Second flag in the ground. Your assignment is to go 50 paces, so I'm going to go another 20, and then I'm going to be putting the poker chip on the ground. When I do that, put the poker chip down. I'm going to put an X on my map. And what I would like to do, so I can find this later, is put some markers on my map that will help me find this if I don't happen to be straight on the track and run over it. Off to my right, I can see a tree that my right shoulder is kind of lined up with. So I'm going to write apple tree. That's a peach tree. To my left, I'm at the end of the flower bed. So I'm going to write that on my map. And then I would look around on the ground and see if there's anything that I can kind of see that might still be there when I get back that would help me identify. there is a tiny little piece of cypress leaf. It's a different color than the grass. So I'm going to say it's near that little piece of grass, that cypress leaf. After I've kind of marked that on my map, I'm going to continue on. You never want to stop and end the track and turn and walk away, because later on to the dog that means it's a corner, and as you start working corners you'll see why you don't want to do that. So I'm going to continue on straight at least 30 paces, and then I'll come back and I'll finish this track and find my poker chick later.